we got a horny, sexy, and informative one for you this week.
That's right. You like a little puff pastry, baby?
Yeah, you like a little fat cock, baby.
Today on the show, we have Jack Dixon here to talk about video games, digging around in butts, and dark chocolate.
So get into it. It is.
Oh.
Mom!
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, diva.
whenever you want.
Oh. Our number is 213-536-9110. Our email is sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. How you slap you stupid little you nasty you dirty little Welcome to Sloppy Seconds with Big Dipper and Meatball and that's Big Dipper.
Hello.
Hello.
It's
Back
nice-
at it again.
Nice to see you. Are you ready for
our
today's
guest?
guest and episode?
You know this man.
Yes.
You know this mustache.
Yes.
You know his tattoos. And you know his body. Please welcome, it's Jack Dixon!
Jack Dixon is here!
Hey.
That's
Hello.
not a mustache, that's a beard.
It's a mustache beard.
What-
In your
is it-
face.
well,
In
no.
your face.
Does it connect? Because then doesn't that become a beard?
Yeah, it connects. But
So
there's
is it all-
a prominent mustache there, so it's its own thing.
Have you
still.
ever shaved just the beard off? Or are you afraid of what's under?
I had when I was in culinary school, my instructors wouldn't allow me to have a beard, so.
Well,
I
yeah,
was-
Full
Or who
clean
couldn't you-
shaven, or you could do the mustache?
No.
Oh, I've seen them. They put the hairnets just on the face.
Yeah, but
You don't like that? So you didn't wear masks during COVID either?
No, I wore masks
Just
during
kidding.
COVID.
How dare
I'm just trying to get
you.
you. I'm just trying to get
When
you.
I had to wear a mask.
Good. Keep it upbeat. Keep it positive.
Yeah, what? If you're in your house, you're not wearing
I'm
a
not
mask.
gonna wear a mask walking down the street either.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Remember those couple weeks when we all were like, I guess you just wear it all the time?
Yes. And I was like wearing it like
I wore it in my car like a fool.
Did you?
Well, because
Like
I
a
would like
Uber-
go to
like
the
a Uber
grocery
driver?
store. And then I was like, I guess I'll keep it on until I get to my house. Because, like, what if I bring the grocery store germs in the car with me?
Oh,
we didn't know.
true,
We didn't know the
true.
science.
We
didn't
know.
this.
It's like common sense science. Anyways, have you ever just shaved one part of it?
No.
I had to shave my chin off once. Or everything
You
but.
didn't have to. You
I made the
chose to.
choice. I made a music video.
And how?
It was awful. It was
Yeah, I don't.
traumatizing.
Are you
and
afraid of what's
horrific.
under there?
Well, I know what's under there because I have old pictures, and like I have a chin, but it's not like super prominent or
Uh-huh.
anything, or it's not overly prominent. So like it just is kind of like. And so, like, to have a really big mustache and just a very average chin, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't work.
Works
That
for
trust
me.
me.
Oh.
It's the beard is the makeup for the man.
You're like,
That's
this
what I was
is.
gonna
So-
say. Like, you guys are so lucky that you get to
Yeah,
have
it's
beard.
just like let me
Oh.
hide all of this behind this
Because
hair.
I've seen pictures of this when you weighed less, so I'm afraid to see what it is now.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you keep a little comb in your car for your mustache?
I don't. You know, my old barber in San Francisco talked me into buying a beard comb.
Mm-hmm.
Never fucking use it.
Really?
Are you not? So you're not a beard oil type person?
Oh, I put a little bit of product in it to keep it like down, and a little bit of like unscented wax in the mustache. So like if I go like this, it'll stay like that. But I don't like when guys look like caricatures and they like get it twisty
Oh,
and
yes,
like
yes, yes,
I
like
just
an old
I
timey
don't
banker.
want. Yeah, I don't want to.
I'm into that.
yeah.
Put a bowler hat on it.
Yeah,
You kind
no.
of fit that vibe. You could play that in a movie.
I could.
You know what I mean?
I could. I've been in a few movies, so.
Well, yeah, we know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have a list,
here we
list
go.
of your titles.
Here we go.
right
Where
here.
is the?
No. So, how long have you been working in the adult entertainment industry?
This March will
Oh.
mark. Well, this March will mark 7 years as a sex worker. I did my first studio scene in early July of 2017.
Okay.
Wow.
So it'll be 7 years.
Well, that's why I brought you here. The anniversary.
Yeah.
Well, what got you started? So you were doing sex work first, you say, and then what?
You
Someone was
say.
like, come here, you're gonna be a star.
You're gonna be a
kid.
star, baby.
Well,
Let me whisk you off
some
to
of
Pacoima?
like
Where do
one-
they film?
God, the places I have filmed. It's usually not that extravagant by any mean. No, some of the studios will kind of poach guys from like Rentmen and stuff like that where we have our ads, and so then they'll approach you and be like, hey, or they'll find you. There wasn't much back when I started. There was still a lot of Tumblr because it was before Tumblr got bought or sold or whatever.
Oh yeah,
to
Tumblr was
Yahoo.
like the
It was the
spot.
spot.
And so people were doing the porn Twitter thing, but the porn Twitter thing isn't what the porn Twitter thing is today.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember on Tumblr you could watch, like, people would put up full video.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I started posting my first videos on XTube.
Remember when
I miss X
the glory days of X?
when you didn't,
Yeah.
they didn't ask for your ID. Or
Oh
anything.
yeah,
You
and
could
then
just
they
post whatever.
that didn't last long, and then they were just like, you don't have any release forms for any of these people that you're understall in public bathrooms, and I'm like, well, of course I don't. Like
I don't even
somebody's
know
just
who
gonna
they are.
someone's just gonna hand their driver's license underneath the stall to you.
And
but-
you're like, can you take a photo of it
Right.
holding the
Can you hold
license
and
next to
actually
then
your
you
it?
say
fingers
that you
kind
had a
of
good
covering the
time?
birth date? Can you kind of no. So that all kind of went away, and
Understall.
yeah.
So you like that too? I thought you said that you weren't
It's kinda
into
hot.
public.
I'm
that's
not into
semi-public.
I'm not into like
Other
have it
people
all
can
out there,
watch.
like have it's kind of funny for somebody who does a lot of adult films
Yeah.
and always has somebody
Yeah.
watching you.
Yeah.
That I
A
on
crew.
on a personal level, like I don't really like being watched. Like if a client wants to hire me and they're like, oh, I just want to watch, and then my partner or whoever just wants to participate, I'm like, no, I don't. I just get too
Oh.
like self-conscious about it.
Oh, I didn't even know that was an option.
Anything's an option, baby. You just
Yeah,
gotta
I mean,
ask.
a lot of
Sometimes you ask and they say no.
yeah. So
And then you move on.
it can't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
You
Then
suck on
know.
toes?
Seems
like a
not
no.
for no. If I know the person, but I'm not gonna just blanket statement. I'll suck on your toe, and I've never seen the toe. Said toe.
She's on the hunt. She has been on the hunt for a toe sucker.
Oh, I got it done. But
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah.
Oh, it
But
happened?
it wasn't like a sex worker.
If you were
It
gonna
wasn't-
be like, you got to send a picture of
I
of
did.
said toes, and
I
then
sent a picture of them getting pedicured.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Sent a picture of them
I've
post
seen-
pedicure, shiny as hell,
I've seen some pretty
gnarly
They
feet.
can be
yeah.
And why did you look at him when you said that? Or why did you look at Big Dipper when you said that?
I mean, we were in P-Town last summer. Sandals.
The sand is bad on
Sandals
the-
were worn.
I-
I'm just kidding.
I do have a pair of
Get 'em,
sandals.
James.
I do have a pair of sandals, but I don't think I wore sandals.
No, you didn't. I
P-Town.
actually
no,
have
you
no
wore
idea.
the FIFA shoes with the high sock.
The FIFA shoes.
Fila? What is it?
Fila, yeah.
Whatever. who
No, I
cares?
wore the soccer shoes, the FIFA shoes.
Oh, the sambas.
Sambas. No, the funny thing about hanging out with you in P-Town is that
You're famous there.
yes,
For that week.
you
And
during
what does that feel? And then you go back and no
let
one
me say
knows
this:
you.
walking down the street with Jack Dixon during Bear Week is everyone is rubbernecking.
I bet and then everyone was like, "Who's that fat with them?" And it was you. And no one was like, "That's Big Dipper." They were still just like, "Who?"
Who?
No, Big Dipper gets a lot of attention too.
Don't give him that! I don't need to hear that.
No, but my favorite is the interactions, right? Is because some people just smile at you, some
Yeah.
people nod, some people come up and they're like, how do I know you?
Yeah.
And they spend a lot of time, and you're an asshole because you sometimes don't use your stage name and
No.
you use your real name.
Yeah.
And you confuse them. You're like, oh, I'm so and so. Maybe we've met before.
I did that on Scruff to a guy the other day. He's like, "What's your name? Can I say?"
We
my
I
can
mean,
bleep it.
we'll bleep it.
Yeah, I'm like, "It's Chris," and he's like, "Oh, I thought you looked like this porn star I know," and I'm like, "Well, that's Jack, and that's not my real name." Like some guys in the industry do use their real
real
name, but
names.
it's pretty rare. Like most guys have a stage name.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny because I'm like,
Neither
girl,
of us
you,
do.
You know what they're coming to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
I would just like look at the tattoos in your pictures and then like look up the person and be like, "Yeah, it's the same guy."
I mean, a lot of people will on Twitter. They'll be like, "Is this you?" And I'll look at, and I'm like, "The tattoos are wrong. The body hair's wrong. Like it's wrong, 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 wrong,
Wrong.
Wrong, bitch.
wrong."
You were just at the AVN Awards in Vegas. Have you ever been?
I was there in 2020 before everything shut down.
Okay.
Did you win?
Did you win anything?
No, it's a bit of a popularity contest.
I know. Why do you think you're not so
I
popular?
think you're popular.
I feel like you're very
In
popular.
the sense of, I saw you guys' clips of interviewing people on the
Uh-huh.
Well, you haven't seen them all yet.
I know, I probably should.
Get ready,
I'm sure
there's a
I
lot more
haven't.
coming.
A lot of the studios who sponsor more money get more of the awards.
I knew it! It's a racket.
They get the bigger tables up front next to the stage, and so I can't say it's all. You
So
know that
I
so
knew,
that-
I
think the
knew
studio-
self-sucking twink
Hacking
hacking me didn't deserve to win.
I don't.
Not when Going Down Like the Titanic was like a way better film.
I'm not saying the people who won the awards did not deserve the win, but there is definitely a bias towards some of the studios that are bigger studios and support the
And
event
give more money to the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Just like the Oscars.
Yeah, I mean it's like most award
Right.
shows. Like the thing about the whole Barbie thing recently, and it's just like, and everyone being like, I can't believe she didn't get. It's like, but don't you know, like all of this is totally a popularity
Yeah, it's just
contest.
fake.
Like it's not necessarily always based on pure talent and creativity
Yeah.
and drive for it.
Totally.
It's like, oh, I know this person and they kind of got me in. Even when I had my bakery and I was in food, like the more popular restaurants were the people who had PR companies working for them, or they had someone they knew in the media who was like generating a buzz about them. And so yeah, the world is kind of
Jeez.
fake, unfortunately.
Jeez. You know this.
It's hitting a little too hard, Daddy.
You know this.
Daddy.
You talk about this on your weekly meetings with your publicist.
Yeah. How do we get more popular? Let's take down the other girls.
That's right.
Let's take them out.
My favorite. Never mind. Keep going.
So you're not like you don't really like spend a lot of time hobnobbing in the industry.
No, and I don't I guess I was nominated this year, which I don't even really think I filmed
Not, I
much
guess
last
I
year.
was
I
nominated.
don't even.
Well, people will
Was it for Best Daddy?
probably or Bear, one of the two. It's always one of those two. But
We
people
didn't
were
see a lot of
tweeting.
bears there at all.
When you vote for the GAVNs, it like has an attachment to Twitter, and it'll be like, I voted for blah blah blah,
Sure.
and it'll send out an automatic tweet. And so I saw some people tweeting that, and I was like, I don't even think I filmed much this year, nor what exactly the scene was. But I'm not a big campaigner.
Right.
I'm not really great at kissing ass.
That's
sort
not
of-
true. I've seen some videos.
Well,
where you look
yeah, I'm
pretty
good at
licking.
enthusiastic
I'm good
about
at
is
it.
another-
licking.
Oh,
ass,
okay,
not
okay.
always
Yeah.
kissing.
I sort of
and
think of you
so-
as like a curmudgeon who lives out in the desert. And just-
a
And
little
then,
bit.
gets like roped into doing
But,
the
but
scene.
if
You're
I
like,
feel
"Ah, I
like
guess
if I
I'll
have
fuck
to
someone
like
for
fuck
some
you
money."
to get like something from you necessarily in that sense,
Yeah.
then like I'm kind of no.
I feel the same way. I hate sucking up. It's the
Yeah.
most annoying thing to do in the world.
yeah.
Dipper
I love
loves
it.
it.
Just
Yeah?
love
Dipper will
it.
stay friends with an enemy just to maintain that relationship.
No, I don't say I love sucking up, but I'm definitely into like. I'll see how this turns out. Like, I'll ride this out.
It's interesting to see how this one
Just like-
turns out.
I'm like, I'll keep that relationship going, even
I'm
if
gonna
I'm
keep this one.
not
yeah.
necessarily enthralled with the interactions.
So
That happens a lot.
when you did the expo in 2020, did you do like a meet and greet or like? I know we kind of talked about people coming up to you.
Yeah, do you do that?
Do you do meet and greets? Do they say you saved my life?
Do they trauma
watching
dump
your
on
work-
you? And they
Watching
say,
your work saved me.
pump my meat every night, turn me into a better person?
Not when I was there. Like there was the thing out in the lobby at
People
the.
say crazy
They did.
I mean,
Okay.
we were at the Hard Rock Cafe, and it was the last year the Hard Rock Cafe was there
Okay.
before they turned it
Ugh.
over.
And then it became
And so there was a
Circus
thing in the
Circus.
lobby where there were some people, and but most of it was other industry guys.
Got it.
I think
Oh, just trying to
I get
connect.
more.
Networking.
What's that?
Just trying to connect.
Yeah,
with
and
some
so
friends.
just networking.
Yeah.
And I would say I get more one-on-one with like fans at like if I'm hired for an event to
Mhm.
like show up
Mm.
as a guest appearance at like a bar or a club.
Oh yeah, you're doing an event in Spain,
Rome, in
Rome,
Rome.
in Italy.
And what is this event? What are you doing?
It's a pig.
You know, it's my favorite stuff. It's a live sex show in front of 300 men.
How are you gonna do
How do
it?
you know what though? How you do it? Is it Trimex? Dimex?
It's Trimex. But I prefer Bimex because Bimex takes one of the compounds out.
I
and
told
and
you it
hurts
was
less.
real.
It hurts less.
What does it take out?
I can't remember which. There's Trimex is 3 compounds, Bimex is 2, and whatever that third compound is, it kind of makes your ache, or it makes mine
Oof.
ache, but it makes
Well,
your
there's a down
more
there.
rigid too. And so like Bimex is enough, you know, like I can definitely go into my head and be in my own world when I'm with somebody.
Okay.
You know, I mean, as a sex worker, you kind of have to be able to flip on a
Just a horny switch, yeah.
Yeah, with just about anybody. And so you kind of got to focus on, you know,
Porcelli Romani. That
That's-
means Roman pork.
Or
oh,
pig.
yeah, that'll be
No,
us.
pork.
Oh.
Oh.
And
pig.
my
Or
partner,
porky.
I know John. We filmed a fans thing last year in Madrid, and he's a great guy. Like he's super sweet.
When people
and
meet
just-
you, are they like, you're different than I thought you'd be?
Are you going through that right now?
Yes.
Sometimes, I mean, my persona. I mean, I think people think my persona is this sex crazed,
Yeah.
daddy dom thing, and my personal is much more introverted.
Yeah, I
Kinda
can see you just
nerdy,
kind of hanging out at home playing
Kind
video
of
games,
chill. Yeah,
watching the
I
dog.
played like 4 or 5 hours of Elden Ring yesterday. I'm back in that damn game
Trying to
again.
get-
Back in that
okay,
damn
that's
game
what
again.
I had just started it too, and then I got
Back
taken.
in that
You got a
damn
PS5 I can have? Maybe I can just come stay at your house.
I actually have 2.
So you do have one I could have. I'll pay for it.
I mean, if you want, yeah.
Ooh.
If you come out to Palm Springs, I'll sell it to you.
She's now halfway. She's living
Girl,
out there.
just
I like
you
to
can
go
get
out
them
a
wherever
lot.
now.
Oh, really? Last
Yeah.
time it was like impossible to get. We
No,
had to
they're
order like
everywhere
them
now.
from 3
They're
different
everywhere
places.
now.
Oh, okay.
I just
never
can't
mind
believe you got one taken from you.
then. It's not okay. We're not gonna get
That's
into that on
terrible.
camera.
So
that's
okay,
right.
we'll take a break.
Eating better is easy with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals.
Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to go in just 2 minutes.
You'll have over 35 different options to choose from every week, including Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Also, there are more than 60 add-ons to help you stay fueled up and feeling good all day long.
Okay, these meals are great because I think we've all had meals that you have to prepare in the microwave that sort of come in that little tray. But
Mhm.
I would say the majority of those meals are frozen. Factor meals are not frozen. So they come fresh, refrigerated, and then you heat them up in the microwave. I had like pork with like a cauliflower side and like a creamy tomato sauce. The pork was like very substantial. Like it was a very good portion. And I struggle with portion control. And it's the kind of thing where if this is set in front of me, that's all the food I actually need for like a fortified meal. But I often eat more than that. So I like that it's pre-portioned.
Oh, that's amazing.
They even do like a vitality shot. So like I have like an immunity boost vitality shot, a little green juice. It's great. I'm a fan of Factor.
Fuel up fast with Factor's restaurant quality meals that are ready to heat and eat whenever you are. There's no prepping, cooking, or cleanup needed.
You can get as much or as little as you need by choosing your meals every week. Plus, you can pause or reschedule your deliveries at any time.
Factor is less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious.
Head to factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50 and use code sloppyseconds50 to get 50% off.
That code is sloppyseconds50 at factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50 to get 50% off. That's insane.
Boobity boop. And we're back. We're here with Jack Dixon. Let's talk. We were getting to talk about video games. What kind of video games do you play besides Elden Ring?
This question here that Dipper wrote actually says, what kind of games do you play as a 50-year-old?
I'll be 46 in June.
Okay,
Thank
okay,
you very
okay.
much.
I will say that when we were in Vegas, we interviewed someone who was well into his 60s.
He was like
And
63.
he was 63 and he kept on being like, because we're the same age to Dipper.
He kept
He
saying,
kept
like,
saying,
you know,
Dipper
people
is
in our
63.
generation, like for what we understand.
And I was just
It's
sitting there like,
like-
what the is this
You're
man
just like-
doing?
You're like, girl, we're on the same generation.
was
He
like,
didn't
we're
even
not
correct him. That man needed help. Okay.
No, I'm legit 45. I'll be 46.
So
in
you're
June.
into Elden Rings?
I love
Okay,
From
he's
Soft.
only 52, the guy that we're talking about, by the way.
Why do we keep on being like, you look good for your age?
Because I thought he was
drinking
like
his age.
60.
We can't do math.
All right.
Elden Rings. Did you get into the Spider-Mans?
No, I don't. You know,
don't wanna swing
honestly,
around a
I
city?
don't. I don't like. I'm not a big superheroes person. I don't really love Sony party games either.
Ooh, okay.
I know, deep cuts.
But
What is
Elden-
the thing going on? Sorry, you keep talking about video games.
Well, no, it's just like, isn't that just like playing like Magic the Gathering, but on a game?
What?
Elden Rings.
No.
You get to
Magic the
get in-
Gathering is a card game.
I know, but everyone says that it's like playing a card game. It's like taking turns. Like you don't get to just get in there and start swinging.
No, yeah, you can.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Where?
Is it the kind where you put on the headset and yell at a teenager?
no, that's
That's
NBA
VR.
2K.
No, you know the like group games where you're all
That's the sports games where you're like on a team playing like basketball.
and
or
you can be
something,
on a headset
and
with
you're on a
someone like
headset.
somewhere
Oh,
else.
like online gaming.
Yeah.
You can do Elden Ring co-op.
Do you
and
do that?
I don't turn on voice chat, but I used to play a lot of Overwatch, and that's an online
Oh,
five
Overwatch.
5v5 competitive
I can't do
shooter
that.
game.
It moves too fast.
It's very fast, and there's a lot. It's a very toxic community where nobody wants to take responsibility for any of their bad playing. And so, like, I just finally got they changed the meta of the game, and they didn't do like a new update, and it just kind of screwed the ranking, and it just felt like I was getting ranked with some of the worst people, even though I was outperforming, and I could never get ahead. So. It's this love-hate
Outperforming and
relationship.
can never get ahead.
Yeah.
That's me
That's
right
Dip
here.
right
Get
here.
Get it.
Well, or not get
Yeah,
nothing.
or
Apparently, can never get ahead.
Yeah,
I love that you just like love video games.
I do. Since I was a kid, it's just
50 years ago when you were a kid.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about your baking
Okay.
because you went to culinary school. You were a
did.
baker by trade for a long time.
Yeah,
and you also
Ran a bakery in Atlanta?
I had a bakery in Atlanta and downtown Decatur.
Would you open a bakery in Palm Springs?
I looked into it the other year before I decided I don't think I have the energy to do this again, and I'm going back to grad school and
Oh!
changing careers
that's
instead.
exciting.
Changing
So-
careers from
yeah.
porn
Yeah.
to what?
To grad school.
I'm gonna
be a
I'm
student.
gonna be a social worker, and then I'm gonna get a license to become a therapist.
Thank God. We need more of those. I'm not joking. There's a lot of messy ones.
And there's a lot of bad therapists.
There's a
out
lot
there.
of bad therapists.
When I went to, I've been sober for a little over 11 years, and when I went to rehab, I went to a rehab where it was mostly like professional people who were in jeopardy of losing their licenses if they did not clean up. Oh my! So many therapists with so much up they did. I'm just
Right.
like, I cannot believe you're doing this. Like sleeping with clients, writing themselves their own prescriptions. Like just, I'm
you
like,
could do
you're
that?
supposed to be helping people, and like this is like
No, it is
insane.
So anyway, speaking about baking again.
Yes.
Before we talk about you switching careers, it seems like you made us a little treat.
I did.
Wait, well, no. Oh my God,
don't
is
know.
that bacon?
It's ham and pimento
Ham
cheese.
and pimento cheese. Did you
Yeah.
make the pimento cheese
Yeah,
yourself?
of course I did.
Ah!
I made it. I mean, I didn't make the ham, but I made the dough, and I made the pimento cheese
We know
just
how
for
much-
you.
Wait, I wanna
Show.
show.
And I almost texted Big Dipper to be like, I hope Meatball likes pimento cheese, but then I
Wow.
was like, you know what?
People lift it up.
I'm like, even
Wow.
if
Is that a
e-
tart?
Yeah, it's a tart. It's gonna be really good.
All right, and
It's
then
gonna be really
what did you
good.
get? Oh, I guess I could have like literally picked it up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's sturdy.
Wow,
It's
that looks
sturdy.
Oh, it's so
incredible.
flaky too.
It's super flaky.
And then these are whoopie pies.
Well,
Whoopie pie!
I was making chocolate chip cookies, but then I ran out of dark chocolate. So it's dark chocolate, white chocolate, and toffee, and then there's there's an Italian chocolate buttercream with Oreos mixed in it. It's really good.
Now, why?
Like,
Well, I wouldn't quit this. We should do this and just sell it to
I do it for
local
fun.
stores.
I do it for fun. But
Yeah,
nobody
because sometimes
can.
when you have to make it a business, it stops being fun.
When I sold my bakery, I was like, "Get me the out of here,"
'Cause it's so much
it's
work.
Just
It's
so
so
much. I didn't want to create anything new. I just like all the creativity was zapped out of me.
Because when we first met, I forget.
Wait, are we sharing these, or can I just take a bite?
You
You just take a bite.
Continue. Okay, you got it. When we first met, it was just like we were on a phone call, right?
We were on a phone call. It was we had followed each other on social media, and I think we had DM'd each other a bit.
Oh my god!
But then I remember it was 2020 because I was playing my PlayStation 5.
There you go.
And I was trying to figure out a way because I had started streaming on Twitch and I was doing some baking videos. And I know you do podcasts and you do a lot of live events.
So we were strategizing about how to mix the two because I, of course, see a successful adult entertainment star, obviously very talented baker.
Nothing but an apron on.
Right. And I was like,
on Twitch.
You'd
get in trouble for nipple
this is
popping.
what I said. I said, bake the cake, then the cake. Charge for both. And there's your business model. But
did you have a cake? I throw a party where people cakes. I'd love to have you come
I've
judge
never
it.
personally had sex with a cake. But there's always been this hesitation for me
to mix those.
which I told you of like using sex to sell my talent for baking.
Right.
And I mean, I know you see a lot of artists do it, to grow their Instagram. It's like, here's my art and here's me shirtless next to my art because I'm also attractive. And
here's me painting with my penis.
Yeah.
I
love that guy.
Yeah. And so,
I love that guy. And I want him to be at my birthday party. I want him to do a portrait of me in the corner while we all have a good time.
I love that guy.
Well, he also strips. Anyway, continue.
Well, I've found it was hard to bring, as Jack Dixon as a brand. Most people signed up for that because they enjoy my studio work,
Right.
And so
you make that hog.
And so there is a small portion of that fan base that's willing to be like, oh, you're into video games, I'll watch you play video games on Twitch. Oh, you like to bake, like I'll sign up for your Patreon for your baking recipes. But there's a large part of that fan base that's they just want to see me naked.
That's crazy because I feel like actually we know so many people that work in the sex industry, getting to know them better. I'm just like, well, I guess actually I do lose interest in watching their porn. So I am just like, oh, I actually know them as a person. I don't want to watch them.
You don't want to objectify them.
Yeah, I don't want to objectify them anymore because I'm like, oh, I kind of actually respect you now. Kind of.
Wait,
Just
that's
a little bit.
That's not a very sex positive view that you can only like someone's porn if you don't respect them.
No, I value our friendship in a different way. Sorry, I used the word respect wrong.
He wants it only anonymous.
Yeah.
Only anonymous.
Understall. Our whole thing with understall is like, we can't get down there.
We can't get down there. We're so fat. And also, the floor is covered in pee. And then you know what Boomer Banks always says?
What?
He goes, you're afraid of a little pee, you do cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, I've had worse. I've eaten off the floor of a booth in a porn store, so it's like a little pee on my knees isn't going to hurt me. I mean, you see that shudder?
Is your mouth watering?
No. Dried up. So
I just I just put the last nail in the coffin of ever watching my porn
I can
ever
still taste
again.
it, and I just want to keep eating it. Well, okay. Do you feel like I was just saying, once I get to know somebody, I stop watching their porn. Do you feel like because you do porn, it gets in the way of your personal life, or?
Oh, totally. Like there is definitely, when dating people, it's always a factor. Like some people are willing to date somebody who's a sex worker.
Right.
Some people are not willing to date someone who's a sex worker.
Why not? Well, I know why.
Because some people still want monogamy, and I get it. Everybody has their own flair for what they like romantically. But there's also very much I have to save my sex drive for my clients, and so honestly don't have a lot of sex personally. And the sex that I look for personally usually tends to be a little more connected because so much of my sex that I have is transactional. And then if I come home from like a 4 or 5 day work trip where I've been seeing 3 or 4 clients a day, like I don't want to have sex.
Yeah.
And so like my partner, if I have a partner at the time, it's like, I haven't seen you in 4 or 5 days, let's have sex. And I'm just like, I just don't want any of that. And so
Yeah.
there's always like, I've had partners who were better about it and partners who are less, and then I've had guys that are just not willing to date because of it. So
Do you think once you're done with school and like working, it's going to be hard like for you to not have, even though it is a job right now, like it is sort of like a sexual outlet and it is like part of your routine in your life?
oh yeah,
Do you think it's going to be like a wild shift?
I've already
What? Wait, why is
Don't-
that?
no,
don't look at him like that.
I already have, as I said, I'm in recovery, and so I love everything. I can get addicted to just about anything.
Oh, sure.
And so my first dip into recovery was for sex and love addiction, and so when everybody found out I had become a sex worker, it was like, oh my God, but what about your sex and love addiction? And it's just like, it's never been an issue for me because I always view that as that's my income and that's my work. And I rarely ever will blow off a client or work to go have my own sexual
Right.
endeavors. But having said that, like, I still spend a lot of time preoccupied looking at the apps and talking to people. And
Right.
so I think, like, oh, when I take having sex pretty much every day, 6 days a week
Uh-huh.
out of the equation, like, what is my am I just going to spend every day looking for dick? Like,
Right.
and so, sex work kind of breaks you in some ways. It changes everything. I mean, even when I'm with somebody that I care about and they're a partner, I'm still like, oh, it's only been 15 minutes. Because it's always like the clock is in your head. It's like,
Right.
how long have we been doing this? And then sometimes, like, you don't usually do it, but sometimes I've felt myself going into performative sex in my personal life. And I'm
Right.
like,
Because you're able to do that. You have
yeah,
that
because
skill.
it's so easily pulled from at
But
this
let me
point.
tell you, we've all done that.
We all-
Not just
I mean, we've all had to
professionals.
be like, oh my God, I gotta go. Like,
Yeah.
like this is awful. I need to get the out of here. We've all put on a show, and some better than others, but
I
I'm so good at it.
faked
Dude,
And-
who hasn't
I
faked
mean,
in Palm Springs
Palm
at the
Springs?
sex club because I was like not ready to be done, and I'm
Yeah.
sort of like done when I.
yeah.
But he was like, he was so hot. There hadn't been anyone that
Show us how
hot.
you faked it.
There hadn't been anyone that hot in a while. Like I'd been there for a bit. He was really, really hot. He showed up and he was like, "Oh, you should me," and I was like, "Oh, this is great." We start, and then he's like, he's like, "Oh," and he's like really getting into it. And I'm like, "This is really hot," but like I don't want to.
Yeah, I
yet.
want to keep
So I
it
was
going
just
for a
like,
long.
and,
That is
and
the
that's
how
hottest
he comes
orgasm
like this.
I've
He goes-
ever
he
thank
goes-
heard.
you, thank
goes,
you.
Ah!
Yeah, I do normally go.
Ah!
I will say I get really loud at the club,
Because you want everyone to see.
and everyone goes, "Oh,"
Because
and
you're a
I'm like,
fire sign, right?
Yeah, that's
And-
right.
You like attention.
So
I'm a water sign.
You are?
Yeah, does that mean I like attention?
it means you're carrying a little extra
I
water
like
weight.
I like my own
It's all the
attention too.
alcohol.
I'm a
Like,
Cancer.
whatever. I'm a Cancer.
Holy
When's your birthday?
June 23rd.
Oh, I'm July 13th.
I'm
We're not
on the
that
cusp,
close.
baby.
On the cusp.
On the cusp.
But yeah, it's hard. And then I was walking around the club and I was still like hard.
Yeah.
And he was like, I could see him kind of like
guessing.
Yeah,
and you're
and I
just
was
like, I'm a multiple comer.
I was like, oh no, I'm just all here all night. Like, I'm gonna give it to everybody.
But I
Yeah,
get
it's
it.
like I
It's
took a
like
Viagra. I'm gonna stay
Yeah.
hard.
when
Yeah.
you go to the sex, like if I were gonna go through the whole thing of going to the sex club, like I'm not gonna shoot my load in 15 minutes
No.
and be out. Like I don't.
But it's such a double standard because all of us who are like want everyone to shoot their load
Oh,
right away.
totally. That's like
That's the game of
that's
the sex club.
conundrum of the sex club, and then often, like I said, I don't like that environment very much.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things of
Let's
where it's
go
like
and you just wear a mask.
you hold out, you hold out, you hold out, and then like you're like, I waited too long because
And now I
now
guess-
nothing's happening
Right.
at all, and then you're
Truly.
just like,
Or someone's like, I was you. Why didn't you? And then you like walk away,
yeah,
and then they're like, oh, I don't want to blow you anymore.
yeah. There's
I don't know you.
Happened
there's-
to me.
there's a lot of dynamics. at
Yeah,
a
our
sex
friend,
club.
friend of the pod, Leo Herrera, writes about the Prince Charming effect at the bathhouse, which is like waiting for what's good, like
Yeah.
waiting for the best thing
Yeah.
to walk through the door. And he talked about, I think it was in Mexico City, or maybe in Spain, but he talked about there was a certain sex club that would close the door at a certain hour every night.
So everybody that was there was gonna
Was
be
there, and that's it, no
all
one
you're
else.
getting.
And he was like, it was this amazing mental
that's
relief
good.
because you just sort of were like, this is it.
Yeah,
This is
so
the
I just-
crew. So I
yeah.
just make a decision based on this,
Eeny,
not.
meeny, miny, moe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's take a break.
I'll have sex with anybody.